Ooh. Welcome back, everyone, to an exciting and spooky episode of the Teach Podcast. I'm your host, Dortmund von Dortmund. On screen, joining us live from the Keystone State is Diamond D. Diamond D, how are we doing today?
Doing good. How are you?
Doing well. We also have the one, the only, the Teach. Teach, how you feeling this Monday evening?
I'm good.
Just good? We're recording this late. Sorry for the mix-up for any of you watching or listening live. We had a bit of a snafu getting this set up last minute, but we hope you enjoy our presentation today. Today, what we have for you... Oh, I forgot. Tijuana Dos Equis is here.
Hey!
Oh, Tijuana's here. Tijuana, you had a good day?
Pretty good day. Can't complain.
All right, awesome. And Miss Teach is here too, dealing with a work emergency, but I'm sure she's going to jump in and join us at some point. Today, we have a tournament for Halloween spooky season of the 16 most haunted places in America. What I need everyone to do is vote on which one you genuinely believe is most haunted. I know some people truly believe in ghosts, but there's a lot of skeptics out there, and there could be some fakers that are just making up stories, people who just want to believe, like the guy from the X-Files. Quick poll before we start. Who here believes in ghosts?
I don't.
You don't?
Nah.
Why is that?
Just don't.
You just don't? That's fair enough. Tijuana?
I do.
You do?
Yeah.
Why is that?
I've personally never had an encounter, but I've known people who've had encounters, and the stories they tell seem like they're pretty legit. So.
All right. Miss Teacher, like I said, is joining us. I personally think there's things we can't explain. Diamond D, what do you think about ghosts?
I'm not going to believe anything until I actually see it.
And you've never seen a ghost?
No.
All right. Well, maybe this will open our minds and our eyes a little bit. I tried to do the rankings 1 through 16 as fairly as I could, based off number of deaths that occurred at the location, the relative number of ghost sightings that have occurred, and in my own personal opinion, the likelihood that it's actually haunted. I'm going to stay out of voting for the most part, unless a tiebreaker is absolutely needed, which I don't think it will be. We also have ER3 who might jump in for his momentary lines of questionnaires. I do have some visual aids of previously captured ghost evidence and a picture of the building itself, because some of these buildings and locations are pretty darn creepy. And so you can understand where some of these ghost stories come from. But without further ado, we're going to jump into our 1 seed. Most haunted places in America. The 1 seed, we have Gettysburg Battlefield. Ooh, I'm going to move this. Gettysburg Battle. I'm going to give you all some backstory about each place too. So Gettysburg Battlefield in Adams County, Pennsylvania. Battle of the Civil War fought between July 1st and July 3rd, 1863. It was a turning point of the Civil War. More than 50,000 estimated casualties. The 3-day engagement was the bloodiest single battle of the conflict. In the end, the Union defeated the Confederates at Gettysburg. Robert E. Lee's ambitious second quest to invade the North and bring the Civil War to a swift end was a loss. The loss there destroyed the hopes of the Confederate States of America to become an independent nation. Oh, you're playing gun sounds? All in all, the reason for the Confederates attacking Gettysburg was Lee wanted a victory north of the Mason-Dixon line. Obviously, it failed. Union General Meade failed to pursue the retreating army, missing a critical opportunity to trap Lee and force the Confederate surrender. The bitterly divisive war raged on for another 2 years, so there was an opportunity to close out the war here, but 50,000 casualties. And then just talking about ghosts, throughout the last century, countless ghost seekers who made the pilgrimage to the legendary site have shared tales of strange and often inexplicable experiences and encounters in the area. Numerous reports exist from various parts of the park of apparitions of phantom soldiers marching in formation or mounted on horseback as if still fighting in battle. As an example, this is one of those images of a potential ghostly apparition. Right around in between the cannon, you can see, I'll try to point them out to you. See this right here? An apparition of what could be a Confederate soldier. It looks like he's wearing brown, but definitely a humanoid shape or mist in front of this gravesite. But there's countless more images and evidence of ghosts at Gettysburg. Pretty compelling. Do you think that changes your mind about Ghost Teach?
Nah, I've been there. It's spooky.
We have been to quite a bit of these places, in or around some of these places. With Gettysburg, there is a weird stillness that's hard to describe. Diamond D, you've been there too. What are your feelings about Gettysburg?
I don't know. I mean, I don't really remember the experience there, so.
A ghost stole my wallet, though. That's true.
I don't see anything in that image right there, though. I don't know.
You don't see the human-looking figure? I'll try to point it. No, you don't see it? Kind of see this rock here? He's like here.
I see the rock. I don't know. I don't really see a human.
Oh, fair enough. Well, the Teach did mysteriously lose his wallet in Gettysburg once. Do you think possibly stolen by a ghost or taken to the poltergeist dimension?
Oh, it was stolen by a ghost. For sure.
You know for sure.
Yeah.
So, you don't believe in ghosts, but it was stolen by.
Nope.
All right.
That's bad.
And next we're going to go to our 16 seed. Now the reason this next location is number 16 is because it's the most modern location on the list. It's the youngest by age, and it also probably has the least evidence that would cause paranormal activity. Number 16, Honolulu International Airport. Has quite a bit of reportings of ghost sightings, particularly, according to local legend, the lady-in-waiting at the Honolulu airport is an apparition that stands at the gate at night, peering out on the runway. She's a blonde woman in a white dress, and she sometimes appears in secure areas where most people don't have clearance to go. So the legend goes she fell in love with a man who promised to marry her. He took off on an international flight and never returned, so she committed suicide, and yet still waits for him to return. Also, at this airport, some witnesses claim restrooms are haunted by toilet paper rolls that unravel before your eyes, toilet seats that slam down, and toilets that flush by themselves. And on the Waikiki Waikiki shuttle, a ghost passenger sometimes appears in the middle of night. Among other mysterious happenings at the airport, there's also a choking ghost who sits on people's chests and makes them feel as they're choking. The reason this is number 16, it's one of the few places on this tournament that have no photo evidence, but it's just a lot of anecdotal evidence. People speaking, saying that these things have happened to them. However, the area around Honolulu Airport has been known for many ghost sightings. There's a long Polynesian history there. Okay. And so this next image is just around the Honolulu Airport, not at the Honolulu Airport, but you can clearly see some kind of shadowy figure circled there in the middle. However, nothing directly from the airport. So what do you guys think? Gettysburg Battlefield or Honolulu International Airport?
Come on, man.
I think Gettysburg Battlefield. Honolulu, I think the stories from Honolulu are cool. Like the ghosts that are there. Not like the way they became ghosts, but like I guess the first-hand accounts that people have said. Like a choking ghost. They feel like the choking's kind of cool.
Oh yeah, you think so? There you have it. Tijuana believes choking is kind of cool. Teach, you're going with Gettysburg?
Yeah, an airport can't be haunted.
You don't think an airport can be haunted?
No.
No?
It's the dumbest thing ever.
Why don't you think it?
Why would people even listen to noises in the airport? You just go, it's all loud there anyway, and you just move on, fly away.
All right, Diamond D?
What is a small airport?
I mean,
Sorry, I've never been to Hawaii.
I don't even really
I'm not
consider
rich like
Hawaii
Tijuana.
part of the U.S.
You don't really consider Hawaii part of the U.S.?
And I'm assuming right now that the people there are probably making stuff up.
Well, and to be
People
fair,
in Hawaii are just weird.
Diamond D has not seen Hawaii, so it doesn't exist.
That's true.
Oh.
So the airport in Hawaii can't exist either.
All right.
He's
Mama
never
Teach,
seen it.
Gettysburg
I don't
Battlefield.
believe it exists.
or Hawaii International Airport most haunted?
Hands down, Gettysburg Battlefield.
All right, Gettysburg Battlefield. Moving on to the semis. Up next, we jump around a little bit. We're going to go straight to the 2 seed, Waverly Hills Sanatorium in Louisville, Kentucky. So before it gained fame as being so-called haunted site, the Waverly Hills Sanatorium served as an important medical center in Louisville. Construction on the site began in 1908 and opened in 1910 to serve as an isolated medical center for patients afflicted with tuberculosis, which had been spreading through the Louisville area. After an expansion in 1926, the property could hold more than 400 patients at once. Tuberculosis was often deadly and extremely contagious, so patients were usually kept quarantined in secluded spaces. The employees, from the grounds crew to doctors and nurses, were unable to leave the grounds at the end of their shift, and they lived on site because of the contagion. Tuberculosis treatments advanced in the early 1960s. An antibiotic that could cure the disease was developed. The facility was closed and renovated in 1961, reopening as a nursing home where it served patients until being officially closed in 1981. Now, what do you mean? Oh. Now, the reason that many people believe this is haunted because 6,000 people are believed to have died within the walls of Waverly Hills Sanatorium. Many people have reported ghost sightings. The infamous 600-foot body chute, for instance, that was used to discreetly move thousands of corpses through the facility, has grown in infamy and is often cited as a place where ghostly experiences take place. Room 502 is also notorious. The room in the rooftop chambers is believed to have housed tuberculosis patients with mental illness, and according to a journal article, was the alleged site of a nurse's death under mysterious circumstances. And she is who's believed to be peeking out of room 502 in this picture from Waverly Hills Sanatorium. You might be able to see her figure over here on the right.
I see it very
photographed
clearly.
in 2006. This is from the sanatorium itself. Diamond D, you're able to see this figure all right?
Yeah, I see it.
What does it make you think? Does it make you a believer?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, it just looks like a head to me. I don't even really see a body.
You don't see a body? Teach, what do you think about it?
I mean, there's a body there. It's just. I don't know.
I clearly see the head and the full body.
Right here on the right. It's room 502. You don't believe it?
Nah.
Why not?
Because I don't see it.
You don't see it? All right. So Waverly Hills Sanatorium in Louisville, Kentucky is going up against the Lincoln Park Zoo, the 15th seed in Chicago, Illinois. The Lincoln Park Zoo opened in 1868, and its first two residents were two white swans received as gifts from New York Central Park. However, the zoo was built on site of what was formerly the Chicago City Cemetery. According to Illinois Haunted Houses, the Chicago City Cemetery was in operation from 1843 to 1859 and served as the final resting place for 35,000 people. The reason for the cemetery's closure was its proximity to Lake Michigan. A public health official at the time was afraid the bodies could contaminate the lake, which served as the city's water supply. The Chicago fire in 1871 destroyed most of the remaining graves, leaving a lot of unmarked burials that were difficult for recovery, especially as they started building the Lincoln Park Zoo. Some people show up at the zoo in hopes of seeing a ghost. According to various reports, the most commonly reported apparitions are those of people dressed in Victorian-era clothing. But much like the Honolulu International Airport, there is no photo concrete evidence of these ghosts. Very much reports. However, I was able to find an old newspaper clipping of them actually digging up some of the bodies that they found from unmarked graves as they were building the Lincoln Park Zoo, which you can see here. Mama Teach, Central, what is it? Lincoln Park Zoo. Haunted or not? Teach is playing lion sound effects.
No, ghost lions.
It's ghost lions?
Yeah, from the Ghost in the Darkness. That was about ghost lions.
Ghost giraffe.
I feel like in an environment like the Lincoln Park Zoo where it's not confined, you know, it's an open space, so there's plenty of room for those ghosts to travel around and not necessarily
Those are ghost lions.
haunt one specific space. However, in the tuberculosis asylum, it's confined. Very few windows. Even the ghosts will go mad.
You think so? So you don't think there's as many trapped spirits at Central Park Zoo, Lincoln Park Zoo, if any? There's more in the
Just
sanatorium.
as an airport can't be haunted, a zoo can't be haunted.
Tijuana,
I
what
agree
are
with-
your thoughts?
I
I
agree
mean,
with
what's
the
next?
zoo.
An amusement park's haunted?
I agree with the zoo, but the I think the airport might be haunted. Yeah,
Dude.
it's like cool.
You don't think a zoo can be haunted, but an airport can't?
I think they both could be haunted, but I just don't see much death or tragedy happening at a zoo. I guess the tuberculosis, or wait, no, is that the sanitarium? How did they die again at the zoo? Or what was the main
The zoo
cause?
was so they built it on a burial ground.
Oh,
They built it on an old cemetery. So like Poltergeist, they built it on a cemetery. The Chicago fire, they were building the zoo and taking out, relocating the graves, but then the Chicago fire destroyed a lot of the graves.
Okay.
So there's still believed to be some buried corpses down
Was
beneath
it
where
an
they built the
Indian
zoo.
burial?
Well, then
It was a just normal cemetery. Chicago's an old city.
Indian burial ground, I may agree that there's a lot of
Yeah.
hauntings.
I think if you build on any burial ground, it could be a lot of hauntings in
I
general.
don't know. Diamond D, thoughts on burial grounds?
I'm gonna say the first one's more haunted than this one.
Waverly Hills?
Yeah.
All right.
I think the sanitarium's definitely more haunted than
Is this zoo still open?
Sanitarium? Everyone's
Is the
voting.
zoo still open?
Everyone's voting. The zoo is still
Diamond
open.
D is asking.
And Chicago,
it's
Lincoln
not.
Park Zoo is one of the few zoos in the country free admission. You can just walk right in.
so
That's
let's
kinda
walk right in and check it out for ourselves.
I think it'd be fun. Mark Andrews touchdown. That's not what I needed.
Probably get called back. Godwin's got called back.
All right. So, sorry, Lincoln Park Zoo, Waverly Hills is moving on.
I think the zoo is definitely above the airport, though.
Yeah. Also, if anyone's interested, I'm going to post the links to a lot of the research I did down below in the comments. So if you want to read for yourself some of the information I found and verify it for yourself or do your own digging and find some other haunted places, please do. I'll drop that in the comments section below. Up next, we have our 3-seat icon, the Amityville Horror House. What are you looking at?
Poltergeist.
You're looking at Poltergeist?
Yeah. I was
All
trying
right.
to get sound effects. Sorry.
So
Yeah, this
number
is
3 is the Amity Horror House.
Horror House?
Horror.
Okay.
You got
sorry.
excited. Teach got excited for a second because he thought I said something else. But the Amityville Horror House is an icon of horror. One of the most.
Hey, I just want to chime in. They're showing Lamar Jackson, one of the best looking quarterbacks in the league, on TV.
That is complete cap. But continue.
All right.
Nah.
So this is actually speaking of Lamar Jackson. The Amityville Horror House. One of the reportings of ghost sightings was the father of the actual family that lived there claimed to have seen the head of a pig
Baltimore
staring
Ravens
down at them
quarterback.
from the top of the head.
Yeah, that's in the movie.
That's in the movie, yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, a lot of the movie is just based off straight up what the family saw there. So Amityville House, about 30 miles outside New York City,
That was
Long
very
Island
I
town
wanna
of
say
Amityville.
That's very insightful.
On November 13, 1974, the estate was the scene of a mass murder. 23-year-old Ronald DeFeo Jr. murdered his entire family while they were asleep, which included his parents and 4 siblings. 13 months later, the Lutz family purchased the
I
home
vote
at
for
a
Amityville
drastically
Horror.
reduced price of $80,000, but only lasted 28 days before leaving it. Their spine-tingling tales of paranormal activity were propelled the legend of Amityville Horror, which spawned a lot of movies, a lot of books, and a lot of documentaries. After they moved out, the famed ghost hunters Ed and Lorraine Warren, where the Conjuring and Annabelle series are based off, came to investigate, and they actually captured on a camera what was believed to be one of the DeFeo siblings that was killed from the motion detection. Lorraine Warren has called it, before she passed away, called it one of probably the closest she ever came to pure evil being in that house. And the image I'm about to show you right here is one of the most iconic ghost images in the history of ghost hunting. And it's pretty clear down there in the bottom left corner. You can see what looks like a young child peering out. A lot of people have speculated that this is fake. I could see why, because it really does just look like a person. But I don't know. What do you all think? I mean, a pretty terrible tragedy happened there, so it makes sense for there to be some trapped spirits.
I mean, it's famous for a reason. So.
That's
it's-
very insightful.
Mic drop. Mic drop.
That is a mic drop.
I mean, you could say that about any ghost, dude. But I mean,
Yeah.
the whole point of ghosts is it's dead people. So
Yeah.
That's real too.
Wow, we're bringing dingers
this one looks.
today.
This one looks the realest.
Yeah, we're really.
This one looks.
What do you think,
This
Diamond?
one
did?
looks the realest out of all of them, to be honest.
But does that make you suspicious that it's a fake, or do you believe it on its
No.
authenticity? No.
Why would Ed and Lorraine Warren were considered legends, dude?
See it.
Why would they
Oh,
fake
yeah, I
this?
mean that's a real ghost. No doubt about it.
All right, so the Amityville house coming out with a strong argument for being haunted. Number 14, the Remington Arms Factory in Bridgeport, Connecticut. The reason why are you clapping your knees about
Guns
the
are
Remington
haunted
Arms
now?
Factory?
I mean, the Winchester.
This has
Dude, people
historically
in
been
Connecticut
a
make stuff
known haunted area in the Connecticut community.
I don't think people in Connecticut are real.
You don't think people in
They're all
Connecticut
ghosts.
are real
It's
at
one
all?
big ghost state.
Shit, where's my notes on the Remington Arms Factory?
Yeah.
I had it.
Don't cuss, bro.
Oh, you're right. My bad. So this came into prominence, the Remington Arms Factory. After the end of the Civil War, there was a lot of demand for munitions. This especially picked up around World War I. Remington kicked up its production output, building a massive factory comprised of 38 buildings, over 73 acres. Thank you, Teach, for the sound effects.
Ooh.
Remington also
I'm a
employed
haunted gun.
300.
Ooh.
Also employed 300 former soldiers. Powerful and lethal production. It had a dark side.
I have to credit Call of Duty for those gun effects, you guys,
All right, cool. Thank you.
so we don't get sued.
Industrial accidents were commonplace and fatal. October 4th, 1905, 3 men killed when an explosion blew one of the buildings to pieces. In July 1914, at least 100 workmen on strike, coupled with local Bridgeport, acted with lethal force to stop rioting. Countless were injured and an 18-year-old died. And then an explosion in another building in 1942 killed 7 people and injured 80 others. The reason why this is so low, not too much physical evidence, again, like the others, plus the Remington Arms Factory started being demolished in 2023. So I think once it's completely leveled at that point, there's no longer any suspicion as to whether it's haunted. That's what it looks like now. In a matter of a few years, they're demolishing it to make way for something. I'm not sure what. I didn't go into full reading the article. But it's coming down soon, so it's not going to be haunted for much longer. Do you think the ghost will remain after the building is destroyed?
No, they got demolished.
So they die with the building?
Yeah.
Again?
They're dead.
That would suck dying twice.
I don't know, they could still probably be rummaging around the rubble or stuck under like a beam.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, like a ghost.
Why would a
Like
ghost?
the building's just demolished, but there's just like a
This dude
ghost.
thinks a ghost is stuck.
Help me!
That has to be the worst ghost ever.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like there's just
Tijuana,
He's gotta
have
help-
you watched
Hey,
Casper?
He's got to help that the ghost. He has to hope that the ghost of Severai
It's
finds
just
him.
the ghost is ghost.
Severai's like, what are you gonna do? I'm gonna end my own life so I can come save these ghosts that are trapped here. That's how Chicago Fire.
Yeah, there was the one ghost that just didn't evacuate. He didn't get the memo that they were demolishing the building. He just got trapped under a beam and he's still sitting there.
What do we call him?
Tijuana.
Tijuana.
We do have rumors that Tijuana's on drugs, you guys.
All right, Diamond D, your thoughts on Amityville versus Remington?
Yeah, but obviously Amityville.
Amityville.
Yeah, I mean, we could. They could have played against anyone. It's
This
over.
is just a piece of trash building. I mean,
I have to say,
what?
I have
There's
been an
nothing there.
Amityville believer for most of my life. However, in some of my recent years, I was able to be a roommate with somebody who lived right down the street from the home.
The Amityville home.
The Amityville home. She lived right around the corner.
Frozen there.
She claims none of this happened. None of the action around the house happened. There was no police activity around the house.
Who says that she's not a ghost?
People did. People did
Well,
come
again,
and
you
go.
don't believe in ghosts.
That's a good point, though.
People did come and go, but she thinks
So-
it's all
I'd like to counter with:
a publicity stunt. Now,
did she stalk the house?
I didn't go that far
I mean,
into it.
People got killed there, though. I mean, that's.
Yeah, I mean,
But did they?
6 people getting the guy's in jail still.
You know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking she lived by a house that looked like the Amityville house.
That
Well,
could
but
be
I
the
mean,
case.
how would she know what went on in the house 24/7?
I know, like, was she
She
ever
just
up there?
doesn't claim any of the follow-up activity really happened with the
She,
What was the
process.
time when it
she
all
just sounds
happened?
like someone who doesn't believe
So
in
the
ghosts, and those
Amityville-
people are
Or
terrible.
was it the father that killed the family, or
It was like one of the brothers.
It was a brother.
brother? Okay, I believe like the more severe a haunting is from like how big of a grudge is held from. I mean, like for family members killing family members, seems like it'd be like a pretty big like.
Oh, we should make a movie called The Grudge.
I think it'd be pretty good.
All right. So Amityville,
We'll set it
we're
in
voting
Korea.
for Amityville. Miss
I am
Teach,
not.
are you doing
North Korea.
Okay. So Miss Teach, this is our first non-unanimous.
Excited.
You're voting for Remington Arms.
I am.
You're voting
Yeah,
for
I
a
don't
ghost?
understand.
I know some of the history around that building, and I'd love
Yeah,
to talk to
but-
it on another.
If it was the
You're
Winchester
talking to a
mansion, I
person
would.
who may be delusional.
Your
Like-
great grandfather was
So,
actually a crane
Miss T-
operator on the 1942 explosion. He went to clean up some of the debris.
Really?
Really?
Yeah, but
What
there's no
explosion?
ghost
The
sightings.
the Remington Arms, one of the buildings that exploded that killed 7 people. Great grandpa went and rebuilt it, cleaned up the debris.
There's a ghost sighting at Amityville. That's
Oh,
all. That's all
you
you
guys,
know.
update. Evans got hurt. Surprise. He's got a ghost in his hamstring.
I didn't
The
know
ghost
that.
of Remington.
Or he got shot by a Remington. It looks like he's in a lot of pain.
Oh, it's a haunted
Remington Arms may have shot
There's
the
a
football
floating
player.
gun above the stadium.
Look, wait, I saw the bullet. Holy
It's a
shit.
ghost bullet!
Yeah.
Oh my god.
No, but I saw it. You guys, Michael Evans has been shot by a Remington
Wait,
ghost.
and Michael Mike
What is
Evans,
that guy doing to his
I
leg
know.
at this point?
He's exercising
He's
his leg
expecting
to
the
get
wound.
the ghost bullet out of him. Alright, so...
You know who else is a
Hey,
ghost?
all
Snoop
I'm
Dogg.
gonna-
He
all
looks
I'm gonna say-
terrible.
Is that lady wouldn't spend the night at the Amityville house, so I don't know what she's
Yeah, I agree with that.
Well, I mean, no one's spending the night at the Remington Arms Factor anymore.
I mean, I'm
Nobody's
sure
really
there's a
going
lot
out
of
and spending
homeless.
the night in the middle
I'm
of the
sure there's a
Gettysburg
lot of
Field
homeless
too.
people.
So.
Yeah, that's true.
There's probably a bunch of homeless people.
Yeah, there was a fire there at some point, like recently, which I think was a homeless fire. But 3-1,
All right, let's move
3-1,
on.
Amityville.
Yeah, it's not even. It's
All right,
not even-
and our number 4 is Eastern State Penitentiary in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Now, a lot of people suspect that there's Philadelphia is haunted just because of the people that live there, not even necessarily from the ghosts. More people are scared of Philadelphians than they are of Philadelphian ghosts.
I support that.
Or ghosts that are trapped in Eastern State Penitentiary. But when I was trying to research this, it turns out this is like America's quote-unquote most historic prison. That feels like a very strong title to give yourself, because it seems like the prison gave it to itself.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't beat Alcatraz.
The years fall. I mean, yeah, when you have Alcatraz, which I mean, this prison's older than, to be fair, but like calling it the most historic is kind of bold. Even though I think Al Capone did serve here for a little bit. Not 100% sure on that. So this was built after the American Revolution. Eastern State Penitentiary aimed to move beyond simple punishments and instead attempted to encourage the people incarcerated within its walls to reflect and change. The penitentiary utilized a Quaker-inspired system of isolation and labor to achieve this end. The early system was strict to prevent distraction, knowledge of the building, and even mild interaction with guards. Prisoners wore hoods anytime they were outside their cells. Proponents of the system believed the isolation will allow prisoners to consider their behavior and the ugliness of their crimes, ultimately leading to genuine penitence for their action. Thus the new word, penitentiary. So they weren't allowed to interact with anybody. The Pennsylvania prison system opened the penitentiary for the first season of regular guided tours. What is this now?
Prison cell ambiance.
Oh, that's pretty interesting. Yeah. Yeah, so it does say, the last major addition was made to Eastern States Penitentiary in 1956, Death Row. This modern prison block marked the final abandonment of any aspect of the penitentiary's original architecture. Some of America's most notorious lawbreakers were held in Eastern State. Al Capone found himself here for a year. Bank robber Willie Sutton was incarcerated here. The city continued to operate prisoners within this house until 1971, when it shut down, but now it's open for tours. As per the actual ghost sightings there, which is what we're most concerned about in this tournament, Cell Block 12 is known for echoing voices and cackling. Cell Block 6 for shadowy figures. Cell Block 4 for visions of ghostly faces. One of the legendary tales comes from Gary Johnson, who worked at the prison for some time. In the early 1990s, he'd opened Cell Block 4 when he says the first force gripped him so tightly that he was unable to move. He described a negative, horrible energy that exploded out of the cell, and he said tormented faces often appear on the cell walls, and one form in particular beckoned to him, and one of those faces is actually captured in this picture briefly. Over here where this square is, it looks like... this is one of the pictures I didn't necessarily believe. It looks like that could be a face, but it could just be like a camera lens smear or just a shadowing on the wall. But these are some of the faces they see. Eastern State Penitentiary, thoughts? Teach, what do you think?
Well, I mean, a prison definitely could be haunted if there were ghosts.
Interesting. Tijuana?
I think the echoing voices and what was the other stuff that was happening again?
Dude, pay attention.
Faces coming out of the wall.
I don't know. The faces coming out of the wall kind of seem like it's just people imagining things. You know, sitting there all day doing nothing and you got nothing better to do. Your mind starts to wander.
Yeah, in a big empty prison.
Yeah. Like you said, just might be like a
So
shadow.
you said you believe in ghosts, though, right?
Yeah.
But a ghost face can't come through the wall?
No, it can come through the wall, but I'm saying it's logical if you're sitting there all day, your mind starts to wander. And like you said, the picture right there, it says it's like a ghost face, but like you said, it looks like it could be just a smear on the wall, or just the way the concrete's set, if the walls are concrete, or.
All right, so Eastern State Penitentiary. Mama Teach is not here right now for it. Diamond D, any thoughts before we move on to our 13 seed?
Not buying it.
Well, when I was
You're not buying it?
my short stint in prison, though, I did sense like there were ghosts and stuff.
You were in Eastern State Penitentiary?
No, but I was in prison.
So Eastern State's last prisoner was 1981, and you were in this prison?
No, I was in a prison.
In a prison?
Yeah,
but that's not the prison
I was in Western State Penitentiary.
Oh, okay. All right.
Before it was a prison, though, it was a haunted gun factory.
Moving on. Number 13, the Mitzpah Hotel in Tonopah, Nevada. We saw this on our drive back from California.
That was in that little town.
We stayed in that little town in the Mitzpah Hotel, which is 10 minutes down the road from the also famously haunted Clown Motel, which did not make the cut. But the Mitzpah Hotel makes it on here. Situated in Tonopah, Nevada, Mitzpah Hotel is a historic Hotel of America member.
The ghosts might outnumber the people in that town.
They shared the title of tallest building in Nevada until 1927, when Las Vegas started developing. Celebrities and wealthy investors stayed here during the silver boom in Tonopah in the early 1900s. While the hotel is the area's oldest structure, it was predated by the saloon, which opens its doors in 1907. The hotel was financed by George Winfield, which, pay attention to this name because it comes up again later. The men who financed the hotel owned other Tonopah businesses. According to urban legend, Wyatt Earp was here. Some Jack Dempsey was here. Mitzpah changed hands a few times. Since 1999, the hotel was shuttered, sat down, and then in early 2011, they tried to open back up. Mitzpah Hotel ranks by some places as the nation's #1 haunted hotel. As you can tell by these rankings, I clearly disagree. One spirit is that of Rose, a murdered prostitute, guest reporter presence after items mysteriously moved from one place to another. There's also a nameless soldier who's reported to haunt the 3rd and 4th level. All it is noted is that he died at the Mitzpah Hotel and they never found out his name. And there's a pair of ghostly children here. And apparently the woman in red, who you will see pictured on the left, is what that's believed to be. I also wanted to show a picture of the inside of the hotel because that just looks like a hallway that would be haunted. That's the inside of the Mitzpah Hotel on the right, but here you have the woman in red on the left. Teach, what do you think of the Mitzpah Hotel, having seen it yourself up close and personal?
I did lose focus. It was neat.
It was neat. Miss
Yeah,
Teach.
I walked there. I left the hotel around 3 a.m. Walked up and checked it out. I didn't see any ghosts.
No, not yourself.
No, but it was pretty. That town, for being such a little town, was pretty cool.
Tanopa. Miss Teach, any thoughts
Was
on
that the town that had the odd clown?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
stayed in the motel. We stayed in the motel.
That one's haunted too.
I mean, that quite reasonably would be more haunted than I felt haunting driving by the clown motel.
Yeah, we snuck. Remember, we snuck the kids into the hotel room.
So you think the Clown Motel should have
What?
been here in place of the Mitzpah Hotel?
It had more of a vibe.
You gotta,
But without a doubt, the size, the enormity. So I missed the beginning. I was busy, but
Yeah.
we're upper class people. They used to go and socialize
Yeah,
here.
and then before that it was Cowboys. So like Wyatt Earp was here.
Mhm.
Some other guys were here.
The saloon really got rowdy.
Yeah, the saloon got rowdy. Back in those days, there was a lot of Wild Wild West,
Yeah, I gotta
unknown,
say-
unrecorded
I gotta
deaths.
say, in general, those buildings out in the West definitely gave a haunted vibe.
So you think that more than Eastern State Penitentiary,
I
which was
do.
built after the American Revolution.
I do.
You do? All right. So you're voting Mitzpah?
Yeah, and my thoughts are probably a few more burial grounds
All
in that western region of Indian burial grounds.
That's true. Diamond D, Mitzpah or Eastern State?
Mitzvah.
Mitzpah? All right. The Teach,
Mitzvah.
Mitzpah, and Tijuana.
Same here.
Mitzpah. All right, so we have our first upset of the tournament. Eastern State going out early.
Prisons are too cliche for ghosts.
Prisons are two cliches. All right, we have
Yeah, I don't think prisons are haunted.
we have the 5 seed going from one Nevada hotel to another. We're going to the 5 seed Goldfield Hotel, which we also drove past. That's about an hour and a half heading south in Nevada. Let me find my little write up.
I'm
Well,
just wondering though, how are these hotels how do they become haunted? Are people dying in them?
Yeah, people are dying in them, and then it's mining towns.
They call it a penalty.
So there's a lot of just random deaths that don't get recorded just because it was the Old West. Goldfield Hotel was at one point one of the most spectacular hotels in the state of Nevada, but today operates under a different superlative, one of the most haunted. The hotel is said to have quite the roster of permanent guests. The most famous Goldfield Hotel ghost is the spirit of a woman named Elizabeth. George Winfield, who you may remember, helped open the Mitzpah Hotel, also was the key in opening the Goldfield Hotel. He had an extramarital affair where he impregnated Elizabeth. Story goes that in order to protect the marriage, he initially paid her to stay away, but growing fearful of exposure, he ultimately chained her to a radiator in room 109 throughout the entirety of her pregnancy, where she said to have cried for hours on end, begging to be released. Winfield fed her and gave her water to keep her alive until the child was born, but then she disappeared altogether. Some claim she died at childbirth, but many suspect Winfield just straight up murdered her. What's a worse thing is that rumor has it that the baby was thrown into a mine shaft or a tunnel beneath the hotel and was just left to die.
Democrats are happy
Many
about that.
in the Winfield Hotel or Goldfield Hotel claim to see the ghost of Winfield, hear the cries of the baby, and see the ghost of Elizabeth in room 109. Other visitors have noticed a strong tobacco odor seeming to come from the basement from George Winfield, a picture of which I have here, which is believed to be George Winfield's ghost, ghostly figure standing. This is almost a full body apparition.
Wasn't this the owner of the last hotel?
Yeah, he founded both the Mitzpah and the Goldfield.
I feel like
He was
that
a
actually
big
looks
visitor.
like Dave Winfield.
You think that's Dave Winfield?
Yeah.
This is the
I don't
same-
see it. I'm still not. I don't see it.
You don't see. So here's his head. He's wearing a shirt.
Oh, yeah, he's wearing a Padres hat.
And then he's got pants and shoes.
Yeah, it's Dave Winfield.
I don't know.
You don't think so? You're not buying it?
I just. Okay, now I see it.
You see it? All right. Tijuana, Mama Teach, you got a chance to see?
I see a
Yeah.
head. I just blend. I don't know.
You don't think it's real?
No.
All right. We'll move on to
Well, I
number.
mean, it's a real photo, but I mean, it's just a dude. It looks like a human.
All right. Fair enough. I mean, ghosts
Well,
are human.
To be fair, ghosts used to be human.
No, but what I'm saying is, like, you ever seen those trees? You know, a tree that looks like a human head. I mean,
What tree's growing
I'm
inside
being
a
haunted
building?
by a ghost tree. It fell on me during the last hurricane.
To be fair,
that's just that was just
to
a
be
picture
fair,
of the
Diamond
structure.
D did get attacked by a tree in kindergarten.
Yeah, he did.
No,
Trees
That
are.
was the picture of the structure in the hotel, and it just looked like there was a human there. They turned the shape of the structure into a human. I don't know.
All right. Fair enough. Anyone else have any thoughts on the Goldfield Hotel before we talk about the St. Augustine Lighthouse?
Nah, I
The
don't
story
think.
behind it is pretty cool.
Behind what?
The hotel.
No.
All right. St. Augustine Lighthouse, located in sunny St. Augustine, Florida. Majestic structure since 1874, stands as a beacon of maritime history on Florida's Atlantic coast. With its distinctive black and white spiral design, the lighthouse has guided countless sailors through treacherous waters, also symbolizes both safety and navigation for over a century. The lighthouse is home to countless eerie legends and is famous for ghostly legends as for its maritime history. Local folklore and numerous paranormal investigations suggest the lighthouse may be home to some lingering spirits. The most famous of which being the ghost of 3 girls who died in a tragic accident in 1873. So they were riding down a railway cart to the water. The cart flipped and they all drowned. It was 3 sisters and then an unnamed black girl who, for some reason, they just decided to forget. I mean, I guess it's 1873, but unnamed black girl died, and then 2 of the 3 sisters died. 1 lived. There have been many cases of people saying they spot these 3 girls at some point or another having mischievous activities. One example of which being someone on a tour claims they took the first step on the stairs and then suddenly their shoes were tied around the staircase and they tripped and fell, not allowing them to move. Other people claim they hear laughter emanating throughout the lighthouse, since they are playful spirits. Another famous ghost at the St. Augustine Lighthouse is the Lady of the Lighthouse, a woman of unknown origins whose phantom is sometimes seen, as was captured in this picture. As you can see, atop the lighthouse, it looks to be some kind of figure of what appears to be a woman on top of the St. Augustine Lighthouse, off here to the right, overlooking the water, because it is quite a nice view. Oh, and yeah, Teach's sound effects are back. What is that supposed to be?
It's ghostly laughter sound
It is ghostly
at
laughter.
a lighthouse.
Oh.
Get this guy on the show.
ER3, thank you for your input. What do y'all think of the lighthouse?
I think a lighthouse is too small to be haunted.
Yeah.
I feel like a lighthouse is usually always kind of secluded too, so I've never really.
Yeah,
It's not really
right.
secret.
All the more reason for the haunt.
The lighthouse is not secluded there, though.
I mean, 100% here. I mean, we could call any old hotel haunted, though.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
So, Diamond D, you're going with the lighthouse?
yeah.
I just feel like
St.
only a-
Augustine, dude.
Only a few people would ever actually like operate or go near the lighthouse when it was running.
So, Tijuana, you're going Goldfield Hotel.
Yeah.
All right. Mama Teach?
I'm going lighthouse.
The Teach is going lighthouse.
Gotta put respect on Florida, man.
That is true. This is Florida versus Nevada. You thinking
Florida's
Goldfield
definitely-
Hotel or St. Augustine Lighthouse?
St. Augustine's got history, man.
That's deep.
St.
that's
Augustine does have. It was hard to pick a specific one from St. Augustine. I knew St. Augustine was going to be on here in some regard, but the lighthouse
I'll go lighthouse.
has the most. Lighthouse. All right, lighthouse. Moving on.
Yeah.
We have 3 more matchups before this is going to speed up heavily.
How can a lighthouse be dark and haunted?
The RMS Queen Mary in Long Beach, California. This is, as you can see from the picture,
Frickin' boat.
a big boat. From a lot of things that have been said can't be haunted, I'm guessing you all think a boat can't be haunted.
No, a boat can sure be haunted.
I absolutely believe a boat can be haunted.
I mean, the Titanic's haunted.
It's also in the bottom of the ocean.
What?
All right.
Yeah, the ghosts are drowning, just like the one ghost trapped under a steel beam.
So,
I mean, I don't know.
so
It's like
resting in Long Beach Harbor, the RMS Queen Mary, a colossal ship that was bigger, faster, and more powerful than the Titanic. The 1,000-foot ship began her life when the first keel plate was laid in 1930. This is a boat. This is a boat motor. All right, I'm just gonna talk loud. Great Depression held up construction.
I'm a haunted boat.
But maiden voyage was made in 1936. For 3 years, the luxury ocean liner hosted the world's most rich and powerful across the Atlantic, including Greta Garbo, Clark Gable, Mary Pickford, and Sir Winston Churchill, just to name a few. Is internationally recognized as a historic floating hotel and museum, attract thousands of visitors annually. Over the past 60 years, Queen Mary has been the site of at least 49 reported deaths, not to mention having gone through the terrors of war, so it's no surprise there's spirits. The Queen Mary's engine room, 50 feet below water level, said to be a hotbed of paranormal activity. Used in the filming of the Poseidon Adventure, the room's infamous Door 13 crushed at least 2 men to death at different points during the ship's history. During a routine watertight drill in 1966, the most recent death crushed an 18-year-old crew member dressed in blue overalls and sporting a beard, who is said to be seen today.
Ernest Borgnine died on that boat.
That's we know that.
Just pointing that out.
Oh, because it's the Poseidon Adventure. That's what we're going with.
I felt so bad when that fat couple couldn't make it swimming through the bottom of the boat.
Are you a fan of the?
Did they die?
Yeah, they couldn't make it, so they had to just stay behind and die.
And they float.
Are you a?
The moral of the story is.
What are you talking about?
The moral of the story is never go on a boat if you're a little overweight.
So this is a boat where a lot of the Poseidon Adventure was filmed. Are you guys more of a original Poseidon Adventure or?
I like
Poseidon
them
Adventure?
both.
They're both pretty good movies.
I don't think I've seen it.
It's where they're on the boat. The boat flips when they're at the reception in the hall, and then they basically have to climb their way up and out of the boat. Kurt Russell's in one of them. I
I
can't
think
remember.
Gene Hackman's in the
Gene Hackman's in the original, and then Kurt Russell's the remake.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Um,
Well,
is this more water and waves?
Yeah, that's the sound of the wave that hit the Poseidon.
The pool room is said to have ghosts of
Ooh,
first and second
I'm
class
away.
pool rooms. And then in the Queen's Salon, which once served as the ship's first class lounge, a beautiful young woman in an elegant white evening gown has often been seen dancing alone in the shadows of the corner of the room, and it is believed that she is pictured here at the end of this hallway. The Teach, you think this is a legit photo?
Yeah, it's a ghost.
That's a ghost, for
Yeah.
sure?
Yeah, I really didn't look, but I think it's a ghost.
Huh. Who is that again?
Dude,
Woman
pay
in a white dress.
attention.
It's kind of hard to pay attention when he's sitting between the person speaking about the events and a phone at full volume playing Ocean Waves. Miss Teach.
I think it's
Alright, no, this is no. No.
Guys, breaking news, the ghost of Baker Mayfield has come back and thrown 2 picks and 3 passes. All right, back to you.
Alright, thanks
I
for
feel like the
explaining the
crushing
ear
by door 13 does have some significance.
Why did they name the doors by number?
because it was partly a hotel too, so all the doors were numbered.
Oh, so there's like a door,
I thought
door
it was-
12,
I
door
thought it was
11.
workers who were crushed.
Yeah, the workers were door 13 was one of the because I don't know, but door 13 is one of the more mechanical underbelly doors.
Oh, was it like a mechanism to stop flooding if water got in one section of the hole, or?
I'm not sure exactly what it is. I mean, I would guess it'd be something like that because if it's heavy enough to kill 2 people on its own,
Yeah.
it probably would have to be something that was meant to prevent the inflow.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of ships at that time would probably have been haunted or for all the workers who died on them, especially in the engine rooms.
Yeah.
I'd have to go with that one. That was pretty.
All right. You like the boat? All right. We haven't even seen who it's going against yet. Number 11, the Bonaventure Cemetery in Savannah, Georgia.
I mean, dude, it's a freaking cemetery.
Yeah, people are dying to get in.
Thank you, Tijuana.
Diamond D,
Tijuana.
don't laugh at that joke.
He thought that was funny. You gotta admit that. Bonaventure Cemetery has been in existence since 1846. Originally called the Evergreen Cemetery, Bonaventure was a private commercial enterprise, eventually bought by the city of Savannah in 1907 to become the fourth of 5 cemeteries the city currently owns. Since then, it expanded from 60 acres to nearly 103 acres, and has been redesigned by the... Why are you putting it so close to the mic? I can hear you from back there, and you're going to blow out people's eardrums. And no one's going to watch this show ever, and we already only have 3 viewers an episode.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
That's a cemetery, you guys.
Alright, screw it. Let's just vote.
Cemetery.
I don't even feel like reading anymore.
Cemetery.
There's a Clint Eastwood movie based on it.
I was giving up on the pod.
Yeah, I'm giving up.
Cemetery.
Cemeteries are kind of cool, but I like concrete.
And here's a picture of a ghost someone took off to the left.
Oh, that is a ghost.
That's just another statue, dude.
That's a garden gnome.
I was kidding. I don't.
Oh, that's the actual ghost?
The red circle to the left.
Oh, the red circle.
Oh,
That's a statue.
Dude, he thought the
that's
statue
cool.
was the ghost.
I think we all did.
No, I just went with you
You're
because
definitely the
I mean,
only
I'm
one
just
who
gonna
thought that.
say, I think the ghosts are moving out of Savannah. I mean, we just had a small getaway there. It
No, I'm
was
saying
very
that looks like- it looks like
publicized. Even the ghosts know that it's become a commercial event.
So you're going with the boat,
I'm going with both.
the queen.
That's weird. It looks like he's holding the ghost is holding like a spear or something.
No.
Like he's sneaking up on this little kid just sitting here. That was kind of cool, actually. Yeah. I can go with that one.
You're going with the cemetery.
Yeah, it's got to be a cemetery.
Diamond D.
What was the first one again?
Ghosts
The
are buried
Queen
in
Mary, the
cemeteries.
boat.
Oh, well, obviously the cemetery is. gonna
Yeah, I
be
mean,
more
there's
haunted.
ghosts are buried there.
I still that red circle thing. I believe more that the statue's a ghost than that red circle thing.
Fair enough. All right. Up next we have the Stanley Hotel. If you recognize this hotel a little bit, it is because this is where The Shining was filmed. But there is a lot of haunted activity here, so I'm just gonna skip straight to that. So
Was this in the U.S.?
this is in Colorado, Estes Park,
Come on,
Colorado.
man.
That's cool.
I forgot I was supposed to say the name of the places where the actual things were.
It just looks like something that'd be in Europe or.
Yeah,
Kinda
so
pretty cool.
Freeland Oscar Stanley, stricken with tuberculosis, traveled to the valley in hopes of getting his health back. And he decided to build a hotel, which is supposedly on some kind of Indian land, but that's under debate. Hotel opened in 1909. Guests marveled at the palatial structure in front of them, surrounded by wilderness, but somehow feature electricity, telephones, modern bathrooms, maid and cooking staff in professional uniforms. One of the biggest tragedies that ever occurred was the head chambermaid.
Sorry.
The head chamber. What was that supposed to be?
Well, I forgot we can't use certain effects.
Oh, so you're gonna do like the music from The Shining?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair enough. So the head chambermaid.
That was not The Shining, you guys.
Oh, that was the shit.
That was The Shining, yeah.
Yeah.
That was the doling.
The the head chambermaid walked into room 217 with a candle to light the way, not knowing that there was a gas leak in the room, which set off an explosion. Luckily, didn't kill anyone, but damaged a lot of the hotel. There have been some deaths on the property. The ironic thing about room 217 is that is actually the room where Stephen King, the author of The Shining, stayed with his wife when he was writing The Stand, and had terrible nightmares, claimed he saw some ghost, woke up in the middle of the night, cold sweat.
Yeah,
Stephen King was also severely addicted to cocaine, so we don't know how. There's also reports of Jim Carrey staying here when they were doing Dumb and Dumber, which was also filmed here, and he wouldn't sleep in the hotel room because he thought he saw a ghost, and so he went and stayed somewhere else.
I'd love to stay there.
But yeah, Stanley Hotel. So it was doing rough for a while, but the success of The Shining has brought it basically back to life. It was gonna fail, and so that's kind of cool.
Jack Nicholson's wife in that is one of the ugliest ghosts ever in a movie.
I've been there before. I went up to the bar and said, "Can I get a red?"
You didn't
rum?"
even know where it was.
Red rum.
This dude, man.
Oh, you made a red rum joke?
Yeah.
He didn't even know it was in the United
No, I went
States.
to the bar there. I just was left so plastered on red rum that Forgot where it was.
You forgot where it was. That happens sometimes.
Dude, these refs are just calling holes left and right.
And here's a picture of a ghost that looks like it could be at the top of the stairwell. But I'm not sure. This looks like someone just moved like a desk or something.
Oh, I saw Diamond D. I thought that was a ghost. Holy crap!
What are you saying, bro?
No, you just scared me. You came
He's
out of
saying
nowhere.
get some sun.
That's not what I'm saying. I was ignorant.
Up next, we have the Ohio.
That looked like a ghost, actually.
That did look like a ghost? You think that's a ghost?
I mean, I don't know, because the lady was at the front desk. I don't know. It just seems.
What lady at the front desk are you? Now I'm mad.
Holy crap.
Everyone's. You know what?
He saw a lady at the front desk.
Go back. There's a lady talking to someone.
He saw
at the
a
front
ghost that
desk,
wasn't
bro.
even there.
What were you possibly seeing in that picture? That was a stairwell.
No, go back, dude.
That's a person probably checking in. Oh, you think over
Exactly. I'm saying it looks a little too staged.
You think that's a ghost and that's a ghost?
I think they're all
Or
ghosts.
they're
No, they're all ghosts. The hotel wasn't even open on that date.
That looks like a
dude.
cuckoo clock.
They're all-
I said, there was a lady at the front desk.
So
Yeah, that hotel was closed that day.
man, I stand corrected.
There was too much
So
snow.
who's taking a photo then?
Yeah, the snow. It was too much snow to get there.
Well, they were probably taking a picture to like promote the hotel or something because it does a lot of ghost tours. So I don't know. It could be fake. Number 10, Ohio State Reformatory. I know we're sick of prisons, but this is another prison in Mansfield.
Yeah, I vote Shiny Building. I hate
That looks
Ohio
pretty
State
nice.
University.
We're not
That's a
even.
prison?
We don't.
Yeah, I hate OSU.
I don't know. What's the actual?
Well, so the funny thing about this is kind of like the Stephen King matchup because this prison was the inspiration for Shawshank Redemption,
Oh.
which was a short story he wrote.
Dude, why do we keep talking about
But he didn't
Stephen
spend the
King?
night here. Because it's just an interesting part of the
Hate
building's
that
history.
dude.
Doesn't matter. It's an interesting part of the. Yeah, so it's in Mansfield, Ohio. Looms this testament dark chapter in American history. Once a beacon of hope for rehabilitating souls, this Gothic-inspired fortress quickly devolved into a den of despair, which it is a beautiful-looking building. I'll give it that. It looks pretty cool. Opened in 1896, hailed as a revolutionary approach designed by Cleveland to rehabilitation. Reformatory's early years saw inmates contributing to construction of the facility with the hope that hard work and moral guidance would put them on the path of redemption. As prison population swells, conditions rapidly deteriorated. By the 1930s, OSR had gained a reputation as one of the most violent, overcrowded prisons in the United States. Inmates subjected to brutal punishments like the hole and the sweat box. Former inmate Leroy Jenkins, which sounds like just some random hillbilly guy that got arrested for some gun charge or something, recounted his experience in an interview, said the place was a living hell. Well, I mean, it's a prison. We were crammed into tiny cells with no heat in the winter and no ventilation in the summer. Food was not edible, and the guards treated us like animals. It was a miracle anyone survived. The dire conditions did not go unnoticed. In 1978, a federal court declared it unconstitutional, which they just declared a building unconstitutional, which is pretty interesting. The prison population had swelled to over 3,600 inmates, more than double its design capacity of 1,500, before a class action lawsuit closed down the prison for good in 1990. December 31st, 1990, the last inmates were transferred from Ohio State Reformatory. I know we're sick of prisons. What is the whistle for?
That sounds from Ohio State University spring practice.
Oh, okay. This person claims to have captured a picture of a ghost peeking out from around this corner, but I think it's just a smudge on the camera, but I decided to throw it in.
Yeah.
Just because that's all I saw. But
It
Stanley,
kind of looks like a dress going down.
I'm going to vote for the other one because I hate OSU, like I said.
all right, so one vote for Stanley Hotel, Diamond D.
I'm gonna go for Stanley Hotel, but I'm wondering what that is right there on that.
I just like to say Stanley Hotel.
Where?
That was a horrible name.
Oh, you're on it, right? You were just on it. That looks like a face too.
This looks like a face, but I think it's just like the paint chipped.
I think the ghost you can see a lot better in this picture, though. I mean, the other one kind of looked like a clock at the top of the stairs. This one you can kind of see like a dress going down. Like
It was a ghost clock.
Miss Teach, Stanley Hotel,
Yes.
Ohio State Reform, Stanley Hotel. All right.
Lizzo.
Up next, we have the Lizzo house. Just kidding. This house is as big as Lizzo. Some say this house actually weighs less than Lizzo. Huh? We'll be quick after this.
Oh, they call another hold on the Ravens?
So Lizzie boarding house is in Massachusetts, where Fall is in Fall River, Massachusetts.
They just
You heard
called
this
4
one
straight
before,
holds on
England,
the
Lizzie
Ravens.
boarding house?
Yes.
Now offensive pat.
I'm trying to delay while I find my notes on the Lizzie boarding house.
They're
Trying to talk
cheating.
about this, too.
So 2 people, Andrew and Abby Borden, both in their golden years by the era's reckoning, were mercilessly hacked to death with a hatchet by their daughter Lizzie. Andrew, as he lay napping on the sitting room couch downstairs, a picture which is often emulated by people visiting the house, and Mother Abby as she tended to the guest room. So in 1996, the Lizzie Borden house was converted to a museum. An Airbnb. Not long afterward, guests began reporting spooky happenings from flickering lights
Second and goal from the
self-opening
38.
doors. This is pretty interesting. So I didn't know this. I thought she was like tried and hanged.
Yeah.
Turns out she was actually tried and acquitted, Lizzie Borden.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought she was dead.
Well, she did die. I mean,
Yeah,
this
eventually,
crime
yeah.
happened in the 1890s.
Butter ghost lives
Yeah.
on.
No, I'm saying like I thought she was dead like right after.
We have an update. Lizzie Borden is dead.
Yeah.
100 years ago.
So she spent about a year in jail.
Tijuana just found out.
In June.
No, I was saying I thought she died like right after.
In June 1893, hired a talented defense team, including Ronnie Cochran, who later went on to represent O.J. Simpson. No, I'm kidding.
O.J. Simpson is a ghost.
O.J. Simpson's a ghost now, too. He could possibly be haunting here. Yeah, so they argued that she was a wee little woman not capable of murdering 2 people, and apparently that was enough for a jury of, at the time, only men, because women were not allowed to serve on juries at that point.
Ooh.
So
Dang.
she was
Vote for
acquitted.
Kamala.
Eventually returned. Oh, which, by the way, stay tuned for the Teach Election special. We'll film that next week.
I'm hyped for that, bro.
Yeah.
I wish we still weren't able to sit on a jury.
Lizzie did not take the stand. You don't like jury duty?
Jury duty. It's wretched.
I wish referees were ghosts.
The Teach podcast did not advocate for any violence against any official.
I do against referees.
No, we do not.
Have you ever heard one person say they absolutely loved jury duty?
Have you ever heard anyone say a referee was good?
No one loves it.
Referees suck.
It's part of the thing you are for being it's like taxes. You like it.
The Ravens had a 3rd and goal from the 38-yard line.
I guess if I had an opportunity, I would enjoy it. Disregard my statement.
Yeah. Found her not guilty on all counts, and she lived until 1927.
So Lizzie Borden has
It's a
been
long
dead
life
since
for back then.
That is
1927.
a long life from back then. So, I mean, but the fact that she was acquitted is pretty crazy because she clearly did it because her sister. I mean, it could be kind of similar to like a Menendez brothers thing. Like her sister came down the stairs and.
How
found
do
her
you
with
know
the
she
hatchet.
clearly did it 120 years ago?
Oh, we have to.
Well, I mean, who else would it
We hopped in
have
our time machine or the teacher.
Yeah.
The
Oh,
teach time machine.
they do it. DNA evidence.
Yeah,
they have DNA.
they
evidence.
did EVP recordings where she admitted to it. Lizzie Borden house. This is a recent picture. Someone was emulating the picture of the dad who was hacked to death on the couch, and you can see what looks like a shadowy figure to the left.
And the people who acquitted her were just asking for it.
Wow.
Huh?
People who were acquitted her were just asking for it.
Okay.
Axing. Oh my
Tijuana,
God,
again. Tijuana got racial. Sorry about that.
What's racial about that?
Axing for it. Come on,
Axing
man.
for it?
What's racial about that?
Oh, come on.
Oh man.
Oh, man.
See, Tijuana did not say anything racial.
Yeah. It was a joke about an axe murder. Diamond D,
The
what do you
way
think of the
people
Lizzie
speak
Borden
is
house?
cultural.
I think there's ghosts, maybe.
You think there's ghosts? Maybe that's a very interesting take.
From someone who doesn't believe in
He's
ghosts.
gone from believing in ghosts to there might be ghosts, maybe. Also, that plank workout you said was killer.
It's a convincing podcast.
No, I don't believe in ghosts.
Where are my notes? I'm trying to find the notes on my next place.
There could be ghosts in Buccaneer Stadium because they're pirates.
Okay.
So that ship's gonna be haunted, right?
On that note, speaking of pirates, let's talk about cowboys. We're going to another graveyard, the Boot Hill Graveyard in Tombstone, Arizona. Founded in 1878 on a hill in Tombstone, Arizona. Originally went by the name Tombstone Cemetery until 1884 when a new cemetery was built at the end of the street. Name Boot Hill was bestowed on a cemetery when many dead buried in its dusty grounds died quickly and with their boots on. Many were murdered or died in brutal Wild West customs. Many famous outlaws and lawmen buried among the lesser-known people who once called Tombstone home. People like Tom and Frank McLaury, Billy Clanton were all killed at the gunfight at the OK Corral. Billy's father, Newman Clayton, or Old Man Clanton, was originally buried somewhere else, but his sons, Ike and Finn, had his remains moved to be buried next to Billy's. Some of the others are Billy Claiborne, Margarita, Marshall White, and, of course, Lester Moose, whose headstone reads, "Here lies Lester Moose, 4 slugs from a 44, no less, no more." So they like to rhyme and tell jokes back then. That joke, do you think that joke could be made in 2024? No less, no more, for a guy named Moore. Shot by four bullets. Today, there have been many claims of ghosts wandering around the cemetery grounds. Some people have captured cowboy ghosts or shadowy figures in their photographs. And this is not quite up there with the Amityville ghost picture, but just below for iconic ghost pictures. So they have, like, you can dress up like Old West cowboys and take, like, old style pictures. And in this picture, this guy was out here as a tourist in the 90s. And you can clearly see him in the forefront, pretending to hold a gun, be a cowboy, but you can see in the back right, just over his shoulder, the top half of what looks like a cowboy rising out of the grave. They attempted to emulate this picture with an actual person dressed as a cowboy, but in all of them their legs were showing, so they can't explain if this is a ghost or maybe just some kind of crazy reflection. But Diamond D, do you think this proves ghost could possibly be real? What's this sound effect now? What are you gracing our audience with?
Nothing, I'm sorry.
No, what is it?
I was trying to find boot sound effects.
Boots?
Boots, yeah.
You could just do cowboy sound effects.
I
No, you could go, how silver.
I mean, this is definitely a scary photo. I'll give it that.
It's scary. You find it scary. You'll give it the moniker of scary.
Yeah, I don't believe in ghosts, so I'm not gonna say it's a ghost for sure.
It does have a weird feeling to the picture, like he's kind of like being stalked or like watched. Kind of looks like it's the ghost looking directly at the camera too.
Plus, it at least looks like there's somebody. I don't know. The other ones, it just looks like a shadow.
Because it is only the top half of the ghost. Like, he stops here. It stops, like, where his chest is. I don't know. I want to get Miss Teach in here to get her take on this. Because this is, like, obviously not... But let's just, while we're here, Boot Hill Saloon, Lizzie Borden house. Let's take some votes.
So you said this is another, like, really famous one?
Yeah, so this is Tombstone, Arizona, the graveyard that's there. But this is, like, one of the more famous ghost pictures ever taken.
Oh, okay. I think Lizzie Borden is just such an iconic.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, there's songs made out of it, and like I feel like people talk about it more. This is the first time I've heard about this one.
About the Boot Hill.
Yeah, I mean, if the pictures like iconic or pretty famous, I guess the people in the horror community probably know about it.
Yeah, Teacher, you get a chance to see it?
No, the microphone's blocking my view.
Well, there's like a... You want to look around real quick?
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, so they do like old-timey, you can dress like a cowboy. So this was taken in the 90s. This guy was here on vacation. And then back here, they can't explain what this is. It looks like the top half of a cowboy. Because it stops here, and then they tried to emulate the picture after
I think it's
when they saw
sagebrush.
it developable.
It's sagebrush.
You think it's sagebrush?
Yeah.
Then why is the guy wearing a hat?
The sagebrush is wearing a hat.
It's wearing a hat?
Because sagebrush gets blown and like somebody's hat like fell out of a car. And
I'll be honest. I think
the
this
hat's
guy
on the
might
sagebrush.
He might be laying in a yoga position.
Is that Kurt Russell?
Yeah, but then they try... I mean, he's dressed like trying to be a cowboy.
Yeah, but the guy in the
It's
back is
Tombstone.
just more flexible than anyone they know or anyone alive.
This photo is also.
I think this guy's about to rob a bank.
All right. Well, what do you guys think? Boot Hill Saloon, or not Boot Hill Saloon? Boot Hill Cemetery, or Lizzie Borden house, Lizzo house.
I'll always go with the cemetery.
Yeah, cemetery.
Cemetery.
Same here.
Yeah.
I feel like the picture's creepier than the actual like Lizzie Borden story.
I don't find anything creepy about that picture.
Talking about the Lizzie
It's
Borden.
just a guy with a
picture.
pistol.
No, it's talking about
No,
the
there's a guy in the back.
The Lizzie Borden picture.
There's like a guy that looks like he's like looking at the camera like
Did you not see? Did you not see the ghost?
It just looks like a dark house.
Right here.
That's not a ghost, dude.
Well, then how come there's no like it cuts off
I
at
mean,
the chest?
it
Why
could-
would it just
That's
cut off?
Joe.
It doesn't look like anything.
But it kind of looks. I think it's just weird because it's
And
like he's
people have
looking
tried to
directly
like
at the camera.
recreate
and-
this exact image, and you can see like the person's legs when they crouch in that bush.
Dude,
there.
tomorrow I'll put a cowboy hat on with a fake gun and
Question.
stand in front of some sagebrush with
Yeah,
a hat
except
on.
Arizona's on the. We can't emulate this picture because it's on the opposite side of the country.
You know who's
I
a
know.
ghost?
Oh.
They probably can't.
The ESPN
they probably
guy.
tried to do it in a color picture. I mean, this is
Scott
black
Van
and
Pelt.
white.
Yeah, but it's black and white because like it's like old timey Western. They didn't have color photography then.
How
No, that's what I'm
mad?
saying. I mean, it's
How
gonna be
mad is
pretty
LeBron
How
James
recent
that
was this
Steph Curry
In
is
the
not
90s.
balding?
90s. I was
This
about to
picture
say,
was in the
that looks-
90s.
I think it's got a weird aura to the picture just because of the way the ghost is staring.
All right, Mama Teach, we need your opinion on this picture.
I think the guy in the back has a lot of aura.
There is
Yeah,
not,
he's got
dude. The
Boot Hill Cemetery.
the
already
mountains
won
look more like
Tombstone,
a ghost.
But this is taken in the 90s in Tombstone,
Also,
Arizona.
question.
They dress you up like a cowboy, and you can do like a stage picture. But there was this cowboy ghost figure in the back that
Oh
cuts off
yeah,
their
yeah,
chest.
yeah. I see it.
And they tried to recreate it.
She did not look at it. Is
And
that a
they could see the
Remington
way-
gun?
Hey, why
could
does
be
the
a
tourist have a gun?
It's a prop gun.
It's Kurt Russell.
It's a haunted prop gun.
It's Wyatt Earp.
Oh, it's a Remington gun.
Yeah, he played Kurt Russell. I
All
mean,
right.
Wyatt Earp played. No, Kurt Russell played Wyatt Earp.
No, that was Kevin Costner.
Kevin Costner also.
Oh wait,
played
Kurt
Wyatt.
Russell was. Wyatt.
Yes.
Yeah.
This one's kind of cool too because you can barely make out.
There
the
is
face.
nothing cool about it. It's
You
just
can't-
white specks.
No, you can't make out the face. It's kind of like
'Cause there's
like
no
it's a little
face.
I'm gonna
see-through.
go with this one.
It's sagebrush
All
with
right,
a
I already
hat.
won.
I'm going Lizzie Borden.
You change your vote just because
Yeah.
of the debate about the
cemetery.
All right, second round: Gettysburg versus Boot Hill
Gettysburg.
Cemetery Tombstone.
Gettysburg.
Gettysburg for sure.
I'll go Gettysburg.
Gettysburg.
Yeah.
Diamond D.
Doesn't matter.
I'm going Boot Hill.
Nice call. You
Boot Hill.
lost.
All right, Mitzpah Hotel versus St. Augustine Lighthouse.
Oh, Mitzpah Hotel. For sure.
Bar Mitzvah Hotel.
Lighthouse.
All right, Mama Teach. Miss Teach.
I gotta go with that hotel.
Mitzpah.
It gives off a creepier vibe.
Bonaventure Cemetery versus Amityville Horror House.
Amityville Horror House. Horror House. Horror House.
Yeah.
Cemetery.
Horror House.
Amityville.
Yeah.
That is true. Why it's called Horror House for a reason, though.
Waverly Hill Sanitarium versus Stanley Hotel.
I hate the name of Stanley Hotel. It just sounds like a cartoon.
Stanley Steamer Carpet
Yeah, I mean, it just
Cleaner.
sounds
What's the
dumb,
first
but
one
I'm
again?
going to go
The
Stanley
Waverly Hill
Hotel.
Sanatorium. That we did it pretty
That's
early
too
on.
much. I can't even say Waverly Hill Sanatorium.
Just say the same.
I like
Anything with
Sanatorium.
sanatorium.
Is that like, is sanatorium like a trash?
That's where the
It's
tuberculosis people were.
Why are they called a sanatorium?
Because they were
Because they were
sanitizing.
being sanitized at the sanitarium. They had tuberculosis. They had to keep them in camps.
I'm going with the sanatorium.
It's already
Yeah,
3
same
votes for the
here.
sanatorium.
The sanatorium lost.
No, it's already 3 votes. I mean, Teach, if you wanted to give the Stanley Hotel a vote.
No.
That's not the one they had the shoot where they would drop bodies.
I'm not
in.
voting.
Hotels.
Yeah.
hotels
Yeah, I feel
are-
like it's kind of weird. You know?
Yeah, it was like a long tunnel underneath that they would.
Yeah,
I would
that's
go
like
back
bring
to
out the
Arizona and stay at that one hotel, dude.
Huh?
I
Good.
wouldn't care.
Yeah, we should next time.
At Mitzpah. Well, when are we ever going to be back in Tonopah, Nevada?
Why wouldn't we? It's right outside out Vegas.
Oh, that's true. I guess
Yeah,
we
we'll be
can.
back, bro.
You guys have fun staying there. I
so
will be at a Vegas
the,
hotel.
well, you'll be at the. We'll book you at the Clown Motel right down the street.
Oh, Vegas.
All right, so the 1, 2, 3 seed are in the tournament with the 13 seed being alive still. We'll go Gettysburg versus Mitzpah Hotel.
You said being
Okay.
alive and we're doing a ghost.
I gotta
thing.
do Gettysburg.
Yeah, Gettysburg is just
Gettysburg.
All right, Diamond D.
Yeah, but Gettysburg.
Teach got his wallet
Scared.
stolen in Gettysburg by a ghost.
Yeah, and I got a call from a cop from 1876 who found it. It was crazy.
Okay,
I'm not scared of
a
Gettysburg.
ghost. They didn't have phones in 1876.
No, that's the crazy part. This guy called me from 1876 and he had my wallet.
Oh, did he do Western Union or whatever?
Yeah, he
Or
was on
it?
a horse.
He was on. Okay,
I'm going with Mitzvah.
you're going Mitzpah. All right. The Sanatorium, Waverly Hills versus Amityville Horror House.
Whorehouse.
Amityville, Horse House.
I like the sanitarium on that one.
At the sanitarium.
I gotta go sanitarium. I can't
All right.
support
ER3, have you been paying any attention?
Just because you had some delusional friend that said she lived by.
whorehouse.
All right.
She was a known resident to the area.
Yeah, to herself.
Okay, from what I heard, I did hear Eli or ER3 say horror house or something like that. So we'll give it to the horror house.
Good job, yeah.
This is the championship match we all waited for.
Gettysburg versus Amityville Horror
It's
House.
the easiest pick ever. It's Amityville.
Gettysburg, dude.
We were at
Gettysburg.
Gettysburg. It wasn't scary.
This is like Dodgers versus Yankees in a World Series, man.
What? Hey, what was the time? What's the time where the house is like all crazy? It's like 3:14 or something like that.
Yeah, something like 9/11, I think.
Dude, you
When
go to
everything
Gettysburg, you're not gonna be scared.
When everything happens.
You go to Amityville,
Yeah, you
you're
can't tell me
scared.
you'd be in the house and
Gettysburg
walk
was
around
scary.
at 3.
Gettysburg was scary.
Did you guys go during the day though?
Yeah, and it was still kind of
Yeah.
spooky.
Yeah, I was saying. I feel like
Gettysburg
you're
was
there
not
at night, kind of
scary
like the
at
same
all.
thing as the Amityville Horror House. I feel like during the day.
Dude, you wouldn't go there during the night, Amityville Horror House.
No, I'm saying
would
You
not
wouldn't go to
go to
Gettysburg at night either.
Yeah,
I mean,
sure,
not
I would. I'd be
walk around
scared.
War was
but-
fought there, and like hundreds and hundreds of people died. I'm sure there was pretty haunted.
Well, that's what they say.
Yeah.
Hey, I don't remember what the exact time was, but you would not walk around Amityville Horror House at like 3:14 or whatever.
No, you wouldn't. I mean, I would.
I would.
Because I'm tough.
I would too.
Oh, yes. Okay.
And Jesus loves me.
All right, so what are we going with? Miss Teach.
We
Gettysburg.
walked around Gettysburg just
Gettysburg.
fine.
Gettysburg.
Diamond,
Oh,
Tijuana's Gettysburg. That's 2 for Gettysburg. Diamond D.
I remember chopping around at Gettysburg. It was a great time. I wasn't scared of crap.
So Amityville.
Obviously, dude.
Yeah, I'm going to Amityville Horror House.
ER3.
Dude, Gettysburg was
Amityville.
war, bro. Amityville was just a crazy dude killing his family. Much different thing there.
All right, so the winner of the most haunted place in America is the Amityville Horror House. Let's clap it up for John. Well done. Was anyone's minds changed?
Mom's friend.
Was
He really hates Mom's friend.
he really doesn't like your friend?
We'll bring her on as a guest
Guys,
speaker next
It's
time.
so dumb when people try. I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
dude, you weren't there, bro. You're not famous.
But like, it's pretty interesting because you were saying ghosts don't exist, and then you were trying to
Well, I
discredit somebody
had a friend who lived
because
in.
they said the ghost at Amityville didn't exist.
No, I had a friend who
I'll
lives.
bring her
I
as
said-
a guest speaker. Say I won't.
I have a friend who
I
lives
said
in Gettysburg.
ghosts don't. I don't think ghosts exist because I've never seen or experienced
Right.
anything in person.
Well,
I-
the shame is this will
respect-
probably be.
I
the-
respect-
Tijuana and I
everyone.
have first-hand experience.
I have a
ghosts.
good friend that lives in Gettysburg, and he never saw anything about a war.
Exactly.
Okay.
No, but
There's
About a
two
war
things about.
that
there's
happened
two
in
things wrong.
1860. The battle was in
He
1860.
walks around. He takes walks with his dog
My
every
friend
day.
in
Never
the
heard
past
any
couple of
battles.
years never saw the war.
Two
Yeah.
very wrong statements.
Yeah.
I lived there in 2009. Never saw a war.
Teach said he had a good friend.
There was not even a mention of the Civil
First
War.
incorrect statement.
First incorrect was Teach didn't have Teach saying he had a friend.
Right. That's
Yeah, the,
outrageous lie.
the North and the South.
Second-
I'd like people to call in now and let people know that you're my friend. All right, so I can prove this wrong. I have many
Mom,
friends.
Your friend can say all she wants. 5
He's
people or
still on your
whatever were
friend.
killed at the house. So
Again, my friend walks his dog at Gettysburg every day. Never heard shots.
What's the dog?
It's a Dalmatian.
It could be a ghost dog.
He doesn't have a
Yeah, but
friend.
Dalmatians are known for being a dumb breed.
My friend's name is Severai.
Teach does not have a friend. Severai is a fictional character.
Severai Fireman is his name.
His name is Severide Fireman.
It's time to end.
His dog name is Kit.
It is time to end the podcast.
It's getting out of control.
You think it's I would say, but there we have it, folks. Should we do so? Gettysburg, or is the silver medalist? Amityville wins. Third place match, Mitzvah Hotel
Slap
or
cheeks.
the Waverly Hills Sanatorium. We'll do a third place match just so we have podium. But Amityville first, Gettysburg second, Waverly Hills or
Thank you for having me as a guest.
what?
This was very
What's
fun.
what's the other one? Mitzvah. What do you think though?
What?
Anyone's mind changed about the existence of ghosts?
No, there's no such thing as ghost.
No, there is ghosts.
I won't believe in ghosts until I see or experience
Do you believe in
a
God?
ghost. I mean,
Ooh, deep
You are
thought.
three
Do
deep
you,
thought.
do you believe in air?
No, I can't see her.
Firm
but I
believer of
respect what Ed and
ghosts.
Lorraine Warren did for the ghost game.
Have experienced firsthand ghosts.
Who?
I had a ghost experience.
No, you didn't.
I did too. I've seen like
I did. We had to move out of a home. Because
I've
of
seen
a
4
ghost.
ghosts, but I don't believe in them.
So you've seen
I've
4
never
and
seen
still
a
don't
ghost.
believe them?
Yeah.
Were they on Pac-Man?
Nah. I just
That's right. Teach saw a little girl swinging
in the rain. Yeah.
in the rain.
I'm swinging in the rain.
All right. On that note, thank you for tuning into a very haunted episode of the Teach Podcast, according to some. Please stay tuned.
I'd like to give a special shout out to
okay.
Antoine Blake.
You can't first and last name drop someone on a platform.
Why Antoine Blake? What happened?
Well,
Is
he
that
just
a real person?
Antoine
or is
just
that
That's
had
a real
Antoine
person.
just had a rough day, and Angel beat him in a race really badly. So
I mean, Dortmund von Dortmund being in a race.
Yeah, that's fire, bro.
some say Angel ran like a ghost.
Please stay tuned. The Teach election special coming up soon.
Yeah, we're gonna get political.
We're gonna get really political.
Guys, don't vote. All right, don't vote.
Yeah, he raises a good point because if we don't believe that that there's a leader out there.
Yeah, in 2020 they found that 27 ghosts voted
Oh yeah.
in Wisconsin.
Yeah, it was actually a haunted gun that voted.
I think it was more than that.
It was a Remington Arms ghost gun that voted.
2 shots for yes, 1 shot for no.
All right. On that note, thank you for tuning in. Drop in the comments section if you believe in ghosts. If you can name a ghost that Teach thinks you like the
Yeah.
most, if you can name the Teach's favorite ghost, you'll win a hot dog.
Yeah, with chili on it.
Yeah. Thank you for
Because
listening.
Halloween is chilly.
Have a good night and have a spooky Halloween. We'll see you next time. Goodbye. Oh, crap. We gotta cut before we get cut.